gang, I've got something different for you today. As you know, I've done my road shows in the past where I've gone to different houses and looked at cars and had some conversations with some people. Today I'm going to show you a car that has been in a family since it was new. Now this car was bought in 1969, and in 1972 the man who owns it now bought it from his cousin, and this was his first car when he was 16 years old, and he still owns it. It's been 47 years. Now, over that course of time, he's driven it, he's repainted it a couple times, but he still has the car, and I think that's really cool. And I just happened to be driving by and was able to make contact with him, and he didn't want to be on camera, and that's okay. He just told me the information on the car, and as you will see, I will show you this car and its condition. Now, again, these cars are still out there, and this car's not for sale, and that's understandable. This car's been part of his family for a long time, and I'm happy to see it at least undercover, and he does have plans to work on it, which is great as well. There's still time for these cars to be restored. You've seen the videos, and I've done cars that were in pretty bad shape. This car is actually in pretty good shape for its age and for where it's at in its life right now. The car is an original 351 Windsor 2-barrel with a 3-speed manual, so kind of a different configuration. It's not a Mach 1, it's a sports roof or fastback, depending on how you want to say it. So I just think it's really cool to see these cars that are still out there, and they're still being loved in one way or another. So let's do a walk around in the car and see what it has and what it looks like. I've got a little helper here. He's going to tell me about this Mustang a little bit. He's going to spell it out for me. Can you spell out the word for me?
Yes. M-U-S-T-A-N-G.
Very cool. Are you going to ride in this car one day? You are? I hope so. That would be very cool. Maybe you get to drive it. How about that? Now, as you can see, it does have some rust on it. This is probably the worst spot overall of the car, really. And that can be fixed, obviously. There is some rust in the door. This fender, I was told, has been replaced at some point in its life, but it is an original 69 fender. I find it interesting that it has an Offenhauser aluminum intake, and from what I've been told, that has been on this car almost its entire life. So that's pretty cool. It does have headers on it. And really, structurally, this is all pretty solid. I think the only issue that I see is over here on the driver's side, where the bolts ripped out of the mount point for the hinge. So that can be fixed. But everything else is just, minor rust, really. You will always have rust down here in the battery box. That's normal. It does have some issues on the roof. But again, that's pretty minor. I've looked inside, and I'll show you the inside as well. That's solid. It's just a little out of shape. Now we've left this door open because if you close it, you can only open it from the inside. As you can see, standard interior, standard column, the manual transmission. It's actually really solid in here too. look at it from this side. And like I said, the roof, it's just out of shape a little bit, and that can be addressed. I just think it's cool to see these cars the way they are. You can always go to a car show and see when it's completely finished and it's pretty, but it doesn't tell much of a story. This one tells more of a story. Oh, I will say that if you look at these wheels, he told me these wheels were put on pretty close to when it was new. It has an AP in the center, like American Performance or something like that. I will also point out it is a drum brake car. This wheel's been worked on a little bit at some point. I mean, all this is pretty solid. Like I said, you're always going to have trouble with the battery box. And then underneath the car, it has the steering boost on it. But, I mean, the torque boxes are solid. The floor supports are solid. Look at the pan. Go around the other side. And that's all surprisingly solid. Bet you they don't make those tires anymore. Frame rails. Everything's in good shape underneath. I really like the custom exhaust with those old flex kind of tubes. You don't see those anymore. Well, I think that was pretty cool. I appreciate Gary letting me look at his car, tell me the story of it, and it's nice that it's still there, that it's still in their family. Obviously it needs work, but it's not bad. And I feel like Gary's going to probably do something with it pretty soon. I like that he had his grandson involved, at least get him in the video so he can see that he is part of the history of that car as well. And I look forward to hearing from Gary and finding out that he's fired it up and driven it around the yard, had some fun with it, and hopefully I see it further along as he works on it. So again, thank you, Gary, for allowing me to spend some time with you today. And I thank all of you out there for watching. And again, if you like the video, please, by all means, throw a thumbs up on there. Don't forget to subscribe, share, all those cool things. As you know, the channel is growing, and I'm very happy with that. I appreciate every one of you that are following along and participating. So take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time. And as you've seen probably from my other videos, hold on. The car is an original 351 Windsor car, automatic, 2-barrel, 3-speed. I'm sorry, I gotta back that up. And this car's not for sale.